Hey everyone, today we are going to be making some Mapo Tofu. Never had this dish before, but looks pretty good and it was recommended to me as well, and I had a lot of the ingredients lying around the house, so I thought let's give this Mapo Tofu a go. So yeah, it's a dish I believe it originally originates in the Sichuan region in China. Could be wrong, just from the cursory research I did. But yeah, without further ado, let's begin making this Mapo Tofu. Let's get to it. Alright, let's get started with this Mapo Tofu. Mapo Tofu. I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce it. But yeah, let's get started. We're just going to prep a few things. And then we're going to bring out the induction hob and put the wok on it. So this time around, we are going to be cooking with the wok on the induction hob. I'm pretty sure it works. I just tested it and it didn't give me any warning signs. So we should be good to use it. So yeah, let's get out a few ingredients and prep a few things before we start cooking. Let's get to it. Alright, so first up we're going to prep our tofu. I haven't cooked too much tofu before, so we'll see how this goes. I've got some firm tofu. Recipes do say soft tofu, but just don't use silken tofu because then you'll get into a bit of a mess. So drain out any of the excess water in the packaging. That, and let's get some paper towel. And we're just going to pat this dry, getting all the sides, try and get it as dry as possible. That's what we want. So hopefully this firm tofu is not too firm. It's looking good, and then we'll just slice it down the middle and we'll just dice it. Yeah, that's good. That last section is not too even, but that's okay. We'll have a bit of variety in our tofu sizes. That's a big one, that's a small one. Alright, so that's our tofu sort of prepped. We'll just put this onto a plate, I guess, just because we need to use the chopping board. That's the tofu done and prepped. Let's see what else we need to do. Next up, we are going to prep the garlic. It says 2 cloves of garlic, but this one is a big chunky boy. So we are just going to use this 1 clove. So give it a little squash so it's easy to take off. There we have our diced chopped up garlic, which we'll just scrape onto a small plate. That's our garlic prepped. Okay, so that's everything prepped that we need to prep with the chopping board here, and then we're going to bring out our induction hob and we are going to start simmering and boiling the tofu. Here's our induction hob. Let's get a pot, get some water. Got some pot, some water. Start it up, and we just want a gentle simmer as well. So yeah, we just want a gentle simmer, not too ferocious. And we'll just chuck in our tofu at this point. It's gonna warm up fairly quickly, so that's the beauty with the induction hob, it just warms up quite quickly. So we got that in there, gently simmering. We want it to have like a slight bubbling. The recipe I found is, while this is happening, add salt to it. And what this will do is it will help season the tofu. It will draw out some of the moisture of the tofu, harden it up as well maybe. I'm not really sure. There's a few good reasons why, and I thought, yeah, that's good enough for me. And yeah, we just want this to come up to a slight simmer, and it should expand the tofu a little bit. So yeah, once you get to a nice gentle simmer, you can kind of see it's just kind of gently simmering around. Cook it for another couple 3 minutes. Maybe I should have waited until it was actually simmering and bubbling before putting it in, but I don't know. We'll find out later. So yeah, we'll just let this just cook in this here for a little bit and see how it goes. So I'm not a tofu master. Every time I've tried to cook tofu, failed. So we'll see how this goes, shall we? It's heated up a little bit now and it's been cooking for a couple minutes, so now we're just going to turn it off and we are just going to keep this tofu in this water until we need to use it. So yeah, we're just going to leave it to the side here. And now it's time for our next part. Alright, next up on our things to do is, let's bring out our wok. Ooh, it's wok time. What we're going to do is we're going to start this up onto medium heat. Medium high, let's go. And we're going to bring out Szechuan peppercorns. Quite warm. Look at it stemming. Alright, and we are going to have half of this. Yeah, let's do that. And all we're going to do is we are just going to just toast this so it gets aromatic. That's all we are aiming to do. So it doesn't need to be too long. And it should have been completely dry, but you know. Yeah, that smells good. Literally that's it. That's all we're gonna do. And then we're gonna chuck it into this mortar and pestle. Leave that there. And we are just going to brush up this Szechuan pepper. So you want to do this on a dry pan in a wok, but I'm sure it'll be fine. Just to get it aromatic, bring out all. Oh, there's the lights. Sort of, we're back. Alright, and yeah, get this nice and ground up. You can use a coffee grinder or spice grinder or mortar pestle, you know, whatever floats your boat. Should be good. I don't know. I'm not the greatest at mortar and pestling, but that smells really good. And we're just gonna leave this to the side here. We'll use that later. Not at the moment though. All right. Next up, so we got some pork here. And this is a lot of pork. We're not actually going to be using it all. We are basically just going to be using, recipe says about 35 grams. I'm just going to put it in like a little chunk. And you kind of want, let's get some oil as well. So you want cold oil. And yeah, we want just a little bit of pork. So this is not a pork dish. This is a tofu dish. You want fatty pork. That's kind of, you want that fattiness from the pork. That's what you really want. Okay, once your pork's getting kind of brown, kind of, you know, it's a bit of steam, kind of brown, the fat has kind of rendered off a little. We are going to add in our dobanjang, chili bean sauce, 1.5 teaspoons. That's roughly it. Now, if yours has a lot of bits in it, you can dice it beforehand. Just depends what you have. Yeah, let's get this cooking, and we want to bring out the oils from this. Okay, so there's a bit of oil separation going on. I think that's what we're after. So next, we're going to add in our chili, some chili powder. You know, just enough for your spice level. It should be a medium to your tolerance. So I don't know, that's good enough. Alright. Oh, there's some burnt bits. No! We're already failing. Yeah, there's some burnt bits there, so that's not good. That is not what you want. We're already failing. Alright, we're already failing. This is not good. We're already failing. Alright, next we're going to put in some stock. Wait, do we put stuff now? Ah! Shit! Yeah, we added some stock. I didn't quite thaw it out enough, so we're just going to add in some stock. There we go. Bring this up to a simmer. Yeah, so we're not doing too well to start off with. We've burnt a few bits, which is a bit rough, but hopefully things will be okay from now on. So yeah, let's bring this up to a simmer. Okay, while it's simmering, we're going to add in some seasonings. So about a teaspoon of Shaoxing wine, more than a teaspoon, or well, I probably should measure it out, but I'm just going to add about a teaspoon of soy sauce and about a teaspoon of sugar. Just a little bit. A little bit more. Let's go like that. Alright. It's starting to simmer a little bit, mix that in. So yeah, apart from the burnt bits, I think we're doing okay. I guess we'll find out how it tastes afterwards. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to drain out our tofu. Oh, that's bubbling. And we're just going to chuck in our tofu, like that. And from here, we're just going to slowly, yeah, I definitely should have, I think I did the tofu too big. I might just kind of slice them in half and slowly stir them around. But think quick, go think on the fly. So yeah, we don't want to crumble them, but I do want to make them a bit smaller. So yeah, at this point we're kind of just making all the tofu meshed together, all stuff while also simmering it down a little. Very intrigued how this is going to turn out. Doesn't smell too bad, but the spices are getting to my nose for sure. So yeah, just kind of keep stirring around so it thickens up a little. Alright, so while it's bubbling away, just going to thin it down a little, which is what we want. So while that's happening, and it's having a bit of a vigorous-ish boil. We're gonna make a little slurry. So we just need a smaller bowl, and so yeah, to make a slurry, it's very simple. It's a cornstarch slurry, and it's perfect for thickening things up. So we need a teaspoon cornstarch, and about 2 teaspoons of water. We mix the cornstarch and the water together. So now you could do this, you could probably make the cornstarch slurry beforehand, but just do it now. So yeah, it's definitely, I think it's definitely thinned out a little. So yeah, at this point, we're gonna add in our slurry, just drizzle it in, and yeah, mix that together. This should thicken it up a little, which is what we want. And at this stage as well, we are going to add in our Szechuan peppers. Put in our toasted Szechuan peppers, like that. Give this a mix around. Feeling pretty good about it so far. Smells really good. Alright, let's give it a little bit of a taste. So we might need to season it with a bit of salt. Oh, yeah, just a little bit of salt, Not too much, it's actually pretty good. So we just let this go for a little bit longer. Not too much more, because we've thickened it up quite a bit with the slurry. So it's basically almost done. Okay, just going to turn off a little, and I'm going to add a little bit of vinegar to it, just a tad. Oh, I have this special Chinese vinegar. This should go nicely. Just a dash of this dark vinegar. I should have had that a little bit earlier. Just mix that in a little. Alright, let's plate up. And I forgot to mention, it's always good to have this with rice. So if you cook some rice on the side, recommend that. So you want this to be more on the, if it's too watery, that's okay, or too soupy. It's better that it's too soupy than it's too thick, apparently. Ugh. Just the fumes again to my nose. Alright, there's our Mapo Tofu. And just to garnish it, a bit of spring onions just on top. Because, you know, why not? And here's the rice I've cooked. And there we have it. Mapo Tofu. It actually looks really fucking good. So let's give this a taste test, shall we? Shall we? Alright, there's our Mapo Tofu. Look at that. Holy moly, my nose is already runny, and this is insane. Alright. Here we go. Oh my gosh. That is so nice. Holy crap. That is so good. Why have I never had Mapo Tofu before? This is amazing. This is actually, I don't know if the camera seems like it's a bit off kilter. I don't know. Is that better? I don't know. If this seems more level, I'm not sure. But holy crap. Holy moly. Let's get another one, shall we? That is beautiful. That is so beautiful. Let's get a bit of rice as well. Oh, this is so good. This turned out amazing. That little bit of meat gives that little bit of fattiness to it. You get all the oiliness as well, which is, I think, a big thing in the Sichuan region. It's very oily. You got that Sichuan pepper, which is bringing that numbness feeling. You got that spice, not overbearing. It's about medium for me, so it's perfectly spiced. You got tofu, which is perfectly cooked, not overcooked and squishy, but kind of tender, soft, and just easy to eat. And the sauce is, like the actual curry sauce is, it's not soupy, but it's got a little bit of thickness to it from that starch. And it just works so well. It just kind of glazes everything. This is the best cooked tofu I've ever had that I've cooked myself. This whole dish is so good. Wow. And it's not super hard to make. And the main reason why I went with this dish is whenever I try and find out recipes, it's always a struggle. But this week I'm like, I have doubajiang, which I used for the Taiwanese beef noodle soup. I should find another recipe. And I saw that Mapo Tofu had it. And I was recommended a while ago to do it. And so I did this today, and I am so glad I did. This is amazing. This is so good. Just everything. This is definitely one of the best things I made as well. I think I just like Sichuan food. I like that Sichuan pepper, the numbness feeling. It just brings it across so well. It's so good. So good. So much flavor. I'm amazed. Honestly, I'm amazed at how well this turned out. I wasn't expecting this to be a taste like this. I wasn't expecting it to taste like this at all. Just everything is perfect together. I'm a bit scared that I'll never be able to recreate this, actually. That is Mapo Tofu. It is quite actually easy to make. I think once you understand the recipe and you know what's involved with it, it's super easy just to whip up. Like the hardest thing, like once you do the Szechuan pepper, get that sort of bit of pork, super easy. It's actually super easy. It's just that I think the first time going through the motions, you just gotta learn the recipe and then it's super quick and easy. But yeah, I'm gonna enjoy this. This is so nice. But yeah, thank you all for watching this video. Hopefully it's turned out well. If you last end, obviously, give this recipe a go. 100% give this recipe a go because I can't overstate how good this is. But yeah, until next time, give it a like, subscribe, comment down below if you want to see any other food. Let's enjoy this food, shall we? Peace out.